so maybe I don't get my wish.
I agree with you. I think that the Jayce has a lot more punish potential, even though Lulu wins the early game. Obviously, relatively soon she gets to a point where she doesn't really do anything against the Gnar.
Also, ignoring that bottom scuttle. Cuzz is going to get that ward in at exactly the right time. Croco now in a little bit of trouble. Bear Slap comes out. Now the flash has to be used. Cuzz is going to follow him as well. Throws out the E. He's going to land the Q as he's ran out of gap close, and now Croco's in trouble. Glitterlance comes on through, and Faker gets the first blood. Fate now in a whole bunch of trouble as Canna looks for the shock blast, but the Haymaker is going to be there. Good face breaker as well, as Faker's just... Yeah, he's getting a lot of help from picks here as Fate is
fairly close. Prince just now dinging 6 as well. And the first Drake of the game hasn't been taken yet.
Okay. Keria's just going to solo kill on the bottom side of the map. We will get a replay of that one.
A big one. We saw how high the first Herald percentage was, as a lot of action possible here.
Yeah, in goes Effort. Great body slam onto the two members as Teddy's going to have to flash away, but Croco's right over the top. This is going to be the first kill for Liiv SANDBOX. As in goes Fate, not going to get rewarded for it as Cuzz is going to have to run away, but now Canna's in trouble. There's the ult right into the wall as Fate does have the face breaker, so Canna ain't getting out of this one. The flash comes on in, but the follow is going to be there. So Liiv SANDBOX evening out the kills nicely. And also, the top lane state is an absolute abomination here for T1. As this is where it all goes a little bit backwards because they don't have their Lee Sin King. As Keria's in here, that is going to be the Rift Herald secured by Liiv SANDBOX. Cuzz also going to be taken down. Keria gets the heck out of there. And T1 making a couple of whoopsies, couple of blunders here in the earlier stages. Not really costing them too much situations, and also can depend on the jungler. As
no smite.
Teddy and Keria, yep, they are going to be able to take this. As, of course, execute damage from the Rift.
In a general band setting, right? Like, which instruments would they be? Because you'd have, like, lead guitar and vocals, or probably, like, mid and jungle.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is.
Okay.
T1 just pushing down the mid, really representing the same team. That's good. Not going to have too many sisterly arguments there. This Croco is just going to make sure that he gathers his Rift Scuttler. Keria here in the mid lane, going to be completely comfortable as 4 members do crash on forward. Liiv SANDBOX might be able to return the favor here. Not going to be able to get the full turret with a charge or anything like that, but T1 missing a few members as Teddy does make his way forward. See whether Cuzz decides to start anything up, and looks like the answer is Faker just continuing to put on pressure. Liiv SANDBOX, though, they do grab a bit of damage on the outer turret mid and then transition into a Drake. I do like the macro play as Canna was topside. And T1
comes through the man in the bot lane. As Canna might be in deep trouble here.
Yeah, Fate gets behind him. That's going to be the odd. He was waiting for the to the skies. I like it, but the hammer is going to come back. Now Fate doesn't have his gap closed, but Effort does, and he's going to be able to push Canna into that dead turret very comfortably. Uppercutted by the Sett, as that is the kick flash. Prince trying to get away, does have a lot of mobility as the Dawning Shadow comes forward, and Keria is, of course, able to lock down that kill. Damn, this must feel so cool for Teddy. He's just watching his support go and murder people.
And it's, personally, I'd argue, even stronger. Lulu is self-explanatory, and Senna, once Teddy gets more and more items, is going to be super good. Lee Sin, we've already built armor, and you're just kind of in an unfortunate position. It's not really the case. And they're setting up vision aggressively on the top side of the map, which makes any play towards Baron a lot harder as Summit.
Yeah, maybe the Caster Curse comes in as the Moonfall comes on out. Oh, okay. Gnar comes in at the right time as Canna's tanked up a little too much of that turret. Good Dawning Shadow, but not enough damage there from Teddy. Still, T1 will.
The big thing is the flash being gone, as it really harms Summit's ability to go for.
There's a few of those crescents as Teddy's going to throw out a little bit of poke here. And now T1 are going to try and deny the soul point from Liiv SANDBOX. That's a great true shot barrage though, as Croco moving into position. Teddy just getting under them mists, seeing what he can do. Shock blast going wide as Keria is just going to clear out this mid lane. And Liiv SANDBOX, they might just grab this. It looks like T1 do want to be able to get in there and deny it, as Effort is going to get tagged up. But there goes the Drake. Now T1, can they actually find the team fight as the explosive cask isn't going to find the joy that Liiv SANDBOX want, unless they just wanted to disengage.
By Liiv SANDBOX again, and it's T1 that have to basically face check through a choke point, which is your worst nightmare against the comp that Liiv. That's going to be over, and starting the Baron as good a call as any.
Exactly. Liiv SANDBOX, no vision of this area whatsoever. I believe they do have a blue trinket to throw out. They have some idea that this is happening, but it looks like it's going to be a turn from T1 as Cuzz pretty happy just to continue fighting this Baron. There it is, Liiv SANDBOX, the jig is up on T1, but they want this fight by the looks of things. As in goes Keria, gets the kick back onto Prince. Not going to be able to just take him out though, as Fate also in a bunch of trouble. Dawning Shadow comes in, Keria gets over that wall. Prince has to flash to get himself out of the way, and now Keria is the one in trouble. He's going to get taken out. The Ezreal starting to pop off in the fight, but as I say it, Canna just dives on top of him. And it's looking pretty over here. It's a triple kill for Canna so far. That wallop was phenomenal, but it's not going to be enough to help them here, as it's not the Penta, but it is the ace here for T1.
And a really nice fight by T1 there. And there we see the value of all these shields, all the sustain in these longer fights. The Senna and the Lulu make it so hard if you don't find the immediate team fight blow.
By the Dawning Shadow, there is more damage available for T1 after one carry does manage to go down. As there's a kickback onto Summit. A bit of an awkward situation there, as Dawning Shadow will get some extra damage as Wild Growth comes through. Summit's trying to do his very best to stop Keria from jumping on top of him. Good body block there from Effort, as Keria seeing what he could do. There's the Q, that one's going to land, but now Keria might have bitten off more, but no, the rest of T1 are going to turn up as they're looking for Croco, wanted to take him down. Cute little Q there, but not going to get into the enemy bases. Canna is, in the meantime, just trying to win the game, as he's going to take down the mid turret, and T1 utilizing this Baron very, very well. And I feel like that point of inevitability has happened, and unfortunately for Liiv SANDBOX, they were unable to get enough done in that mid game to really stop this T1 late game.
And both teams kind of were like, you know what, we're both going to scale, we're both happy to do so. And T1 clearly the one who were able to execute on that fight a lot better. And at this point in time, look at the range that Teddy has. A Heal Marry engage from Fate.
Oh yeah, Faker was unable to quite get there, as Keria is going to get taken down very, very low. Core Drinker is busted. He's still alive, for goodness sake, as Cuzz gets out eventually. Faker has teleported in. That's a decent showstopper there, as the GA has been brought out. The slow will land as well. Effort, oh, actually not quite able to do so, as now Faker's the one in trouble, and he's running away. So, you know, a bit of yakety sax here towards the end. It might be. As now Cuzz and Canna are running towards the Drake, as Liiv SANDBOX, oh, true shot barrage, Cuzz so close. SANDBOX, and it's maybe not as over as I was thinking.
I don't know if that's necessarily enough in of itself, but the Ocean Soul is going to make...
They have sorted out their minion waves. We'll see whether it's going to be enough to allow them to actually put on any sort of defense, as the Baron's down to half. Looks like T1 are looking for a bit of a turn. There's a teleport in, Effort already down to half. Good shock blast from Canna, as Cuzz gets himself out of the Baron pit. Baron down very, very low, but will reset. As now T1 set up the phalanx and look to see whether they can get a team fight started. Effort, a bunch of trouble as Keria looking for these sonic waves, looking for a way to start off a fight, but lack of engage issue again could be a problem, as in goes Fate. There's the showstopper, as Liiv SANDBOX has started it on their own terms. Watch Prince, see whether he can keep himself safe, as the Wild Growth's not enough. The Gnar is massive into the wall from Summit, and Fate is locking them down. Prince still at full health, as Keria desperately tries to get on top of him, but now desperately tries to get away from the fight. Faker's not going to be able to do it against this. Ezreal, unfortunately, has no mana, uses the last of it to get a bit skippy here and get away, but he's not going to be able to. As Summit's fighting Teddy, may not necessarily be able to win out here. We'll see who's going to be able to get on top, as Teddy has absolutely no mana, unfortunately, and it will be the Gnar that takes him down. That is going to be the ace, and I think Liiv SANDBOX may have just done it.
It was a one.
You feel like it's all done and dusted, and Liiv SANDBOX, they do not let it happen. Their win condition, that was Prince, was never under any threat in that last team fight. And Liiv SANDBOX, they stuck to their guns, and they will take game one against T1.
What a performance here from Liiv SANDBOX. This is a team, Atlus, that we have given so